Hello there. Welcome to part 2 of our court series. So today we're going to talk about what is the roles of a foster parent in each of the different types of hearings. If you didn't watch my previous video, the foster parent different types of foster parent hearings, I would suggest that you stop this one, go back and watch that one, because that's going to give you the context for this video. And again, this is going to be part of a 4-part series. This is part 2. The next video is going to be all about preparing foster parents to go to court, and then finally acronyms that the court system uses because they're very confusing. We're going to start at the top like we did last time. And so the very first hearing that happens in a foster care case is probable cause. And again, the only people in the probable cause is the judge, the Department of Social Services, the bio parent, and their lawyer. Probable cause, again, is only to prove that there was reasonable suspicion to remove the kids. And so once that's proven, that it moves on to the next hearing, which would be the merit hearing. And the merit hearing is where we're going to prove if that reasonable suspicion was true or not. And so this is very fact-finding, very argumentative. This is, bringing cases forward and so on and so forth. And so in this hearing, you're going to have people like the judge, obviously the judge and the magistrate, or the magistrate, DSS, bio parent, their lawyers are going to be at this hearing. The social workers are going to be at this hearing. The police may be at this hearing. Foster parents can be at this hearing. I'm going to talk a little bit about what your role in this hearing is in just a second. Doctors, therapists, school psychologists, teachers, anybody that witnessed whatever the reason is for them to be removed. And so as a foster parent, what would your role be here? So maybe if the child told you that they were left at home for a couple days, so that would be valuable information because, they're claiming that DSS is claiming neglect, and so obviously that's neglect. And so, or, when you received them, you noticed they had bruises all over them, or they definitely seemed hungry, or, something like that would give them information that would be able to prove or disprove whatever is being argued in this hearing. And so that's really your role there is limited, but it is valuable. I mean, you may have value to bring to this hearing, but again, this is all about proving that whatever the neglect, abuse, whatever is true. And so if you have evidence to prove that that's true, you would bring that through. Now, my suggestion always in this hearing would be to run that through your caseworker and your GAL and your CASA if you have one. And I would deliver that information to all 3 individuals, because what you'll find out is they don't always communicate really well together. They're all busy and they all have lots of cases, and so they don't always communicate. And so by telling all 3 of those people individually, it's more likely for your information to make it to the judge or the magistrate. And again, if you're sitting in the courtroom and that information is not delivered, the judge will call on you or the magistrate will call on you, and so you can give that information at that time. Again, merit hearing, you're going to have some input, but a lot of foster parents have no input in the merit hearing because they can't either prove or disprove the reasons for the children being removed. But permanent planning hearing. Now this is a hearing, and this hearing is ongoing every 90 days. This hearing, a foster parent has a lot of input in, and so this is the hearing where the case plan is made and reviewed. Services are offered to both the child and the parent. People that are in this hearing are going to be the judge, the DSS, the agency, the bio parents, their lawyer, the social worker, counselors, doctors, GAL, CASA, foster parents, teachers, and any other specialists working on this. So doctors may be involved in this. And again, that this hearing happens every 60 to 90 days. And so this is the hearing where, as a foster parent, you can give a great deal of input because you are the caregiver and you're with this child probably more than anybody else. And so you're going to see behaviors, you're going to see patterns, you're going to see needs that they may have. And so the permanent placement hearing is a hearing that you will have a lot of input in. And again, in the next video, as I talked about, I'm going to give you a lot of advice how to make sure that you're heard. I would say that whatever you feel like needs to be said in this hearing, I would also deliver that to the 3 people I just said earlier. Deliver it to your caseworker, deliver it to your CASA if you have a CASA, and your GAL, because they generally have more weight in court than typically foster parents, and in the next video I'm going to talk about why that is. But they don't always deliver the message the way it needs to be delivered, and so it's a good idea for you to be there, and I promise you the judge will call on you if you're on record. Permanency planning hearing is, services and needs that the child has. You're going to know all the needs the child have, and maybe there aren't services currently for needs, or the child's needs have changed, and you want to make sure that those needs are being addressed. So again, this is a hearing that you need to really be a part of as a foster parent. And then the 4th and final type of hearing is the termination of parental rights. And this is the hearing where they determine if they're going to remove parental rights for forever. And this generally is the case that's been going on for a long time. Generally, there are a lot of people in this, including grandparents, aunts, uncles, you name it. People come out of the woodwork for this type of hearing. And again, this is more like a trial. So there's, presenting evidence, and then the defense has the ability to cross-examine that evidence, and so this is a big deal. But you, as a foster parent, can definitely be a part of this termination of rights hearing. And again, this is another hearing that it's not a one and done. It is multiple most of the time. And then there can be appeals on top of that, and you may be brought in for, if you may be brought in to bring testimony on the appeal side. And so this can either be really clean or it's really messy, and there is no in between. And so, but you can bring in a lot of really good information to the courts during this type of hearing, because again, you'll understand what the children's needs are, and so on and so forth. If you've had a connection with the bio parents at this point, you'll know some things about them, and you'll be able to testify about those things. And again, so you are welcome to this hearing. Just know that this hearing is not generally a nice hearing. This is when people get heated, and nobody generally walks out of these hearings happy. So just know that going into it. So I hope this helped you understand what hearings you can be a part of and what you can't. So a quick review: probable cause, you're not going to be a part of that at all. Merit hearing, you may be a part of a hearing, but probably past that, you won't be a part of any of those hearings because you'll have already delivered the information that unless 90 days or 120 days and the next hearing, something you receive more information, then maybe. But a lot of times that's a one and done. Permanent planning hearing, you're going to be at every one of those. Your input is highly valued in those hearings. And then termination of parental rights. Generally, you'll be in the first and maybe the second hearing, but after that, a lot of times it's just now fighting over, crossing of T's and dotting of I's. It can get very heated, and you probably all of your testimony will be on record, and so they more than likely they won't need you there unless the defense wants to counter what you've said. They may ask you to come back in to that hearing so that defense can cross-examine you again because maybe they found some information that they believe makes what you say is untrue. Again, it's trial, so just understand that. So I hope this has helped you understand your role in the foster care hearing system, and I look forward to seeing you at the next video when we talk about preparing to speak at these hearings and what you need to know to make sure that the courts listen to you and take what you say as facts, and that they really value your information. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and until the next time, we'll see you then.